Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Bose 831 Gaming with another episode of my Twitch live stream series. We're playing Farming Simulator 22, ALMA Missouri, and we're on the playing Farming Simulator 22 Premium Edition. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And before we jump into it, let me take a look and make sure I get you up to speed with what we've been doing in between streams. I just want to make sure that I cover everything that we've done in between streams. I think at the end of the last episode of the series, we had just in the process of getting our chickens fed, and I did finish up feeding my chickens off camera. If we can just go right to the chicken dialogue, we can see here the food is all the way maxed out. We had to purchase sorghum from the shop. For right now, we'll be buying sorghum for chicken food for the time being until we are able to grow enough of our own supply where we will, where we become self-sufficient and don't have to buy it from the shop, and we can grow our own chicken food in the form of sorghum. And other than that, I sold the where we at? If we go to I think it's under auger wagons. I sold the the seed runner auger wagon that I had, and purchased the small tender package. That's a mod package by Dogface, and it includes an auger wagon and a couple of trucks and a few other pieces of equipment. Let's go here. I think it also shows up in the mod and DLC, so we can get a more accurate picture of all of the items that are in that mod pack. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see. Yeah, this package right here. It comes up with a pickup, 2014 pickup, the ST 2031 auger wagon, the liquid fertilizer trailer 6056, and a fuel transfer tank, which I've never used a fuel transfer tank that's part of this kit. I have to check that out later. Okay. I think that covers everything that I've done off camera to this point. Other than that, I have done extensive testing with some ideas on some things I might do in future episodes of the stream, because one of the things I have talked about in past episodes is I did want to get into doing my horses, but right now we're going to go ahead and work on, before we pick up any more animals, we're just going to continue to work our cows right now. But in the future we will be picking up the horses, the pigs, the sheep as well. I just want to wait a little bit before I jump right into that. There are some additional modifications I do want to make on the farm. One of the things I think we're going to go ahead and do right now that I did kind of test out here, let's go get back in this menu here. I am going to go ahead and sell this building. We don't need that building. I think I want to go a different direction with the facilities that I have on the property, and with that in mind, I'm gonna go over here, and this is based on some stuff I've been checking out off camera, kind of have a better idea on how I want to go. So I'm just going to take a harvester. And one of the reasons why I want to get some different buildings in here, as you can see, some of the existing buildings that I have very low ceiling clearance. So kind of put something else here in this area with a bit more ceiling clearance and actually larger building. So let's go here and move this header trail out of the way. So before I do anything else here, do I need to do any more landscaping? Because what I'm looking at putting here in place of the building that we just removed is this building here. Let's go down to some of the additional buildings that are part of this mod pack. It's not the one with little doors. It's this one here. It's 45. Yes, one of these 45,000. I think it was this one. Yeah, this one. In fact, we could probably just drop it right in that area. Yeah, sure. Let's see, let's open the doors. We're probably going to have a tree clipping through. So whatever tree that is, we're going to need to delete this tree right here. So, and this little shed here, I don't really need that guy. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that as well. Give me a whole incredible $166. This cash flow I can't live without. Do a little landscaping back here. Let's go to painting, forest ground, and we'll go ahead and get rid of this trail back here because we're not doing that whole little shed in the backyard thing anymore. And let's put some grass down, plants, a little grass cover, a little round circle selection, and just go ahead and put some grass down around this area. And that should kind of do it. We have it in the house. And let's see if we need to do any other landscaping around the shed. I think we should be in good shape though. Alright. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. So just gonna hop back out of there. And we'll take care of that tree later. But that's decent. We've still got a tight corridor coming through here between the silos and the shed, but that's okay. In the future, I may do something else with these silos. I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep them through the duration or put something else down with a lot more capacity and support for additional crop types. There will come a point in the not too distant future where we're going to need to store other materials other than the main grain crops. So we're going to need silos for some other things in the future. And I'm still thinking about whether I want to go ahead and jump into our horse situation. I've done some testing with this building that I downloaded. That's a mod. I've done a lot of extensive testing with it. It's just a really large building that has a capacity for a lot of horses. It also has solar panels. I tested that building and also a smaller L-shaped building, but I like the large building even though it's takes up a ton of space, and it's really more than what I probably should be doing in this series, because that's more of a dedicated building for if you're going to play with a concentration on horses. And I'm not playing this series in particular with a concentration in horses or doing things with the horses, but I just like the building. So still kind of thinking that out and bouncing that around in the head. But anyway, kind of just talking here and not really doing anything, so let's get into it. That's all we're going to do for right now. Let's go ahead and move on to the next day. Alright, so we're on the first day in November. And let's take a look at the crop calendar first and make sure that I'm not missing anything and we're on track for all of the potential crop activities that we can do. We're still in the window for planting wheat. We've exceeded the window for barley. The window for planting barley at the end of the year ended in October. So right now the only crops that we have that are plantable in this month are grass, and really just grass right now, looks like. Well, actually not even grass. That's actually that is grass, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's grass right now. Poplar is out of season, so just grass is the only crop that's in season in the month of November. So let's go over here to the main map view and make sure. Let's hop over here to the pig farm, and I want to make sure I'm not missing anything over there. We already have our let me turn the grass filter on as well so we can see the grass. But the canola crop is growing. If we go to the grow filter, you can see it's in the green, so that means it's growing. No other issues there. And if we hop over here to the pig barn, alright. I did do some testing with the pig barn as well. I'm thinking about putting down a manure pit for the pig barn as well, but in my testing it was real tricky on where I would place the manure pit, because when I placed it while testing, the way that the landscaping and building placement works in Farming Simulator 22, it sometimes produce unexpected results where the way the game automatically levels or raises the ground around the object that you place. So I'm kind of leery about putting one down while we're doing this live stream tonight, because I don't want it to to mess up my pig farm. Because I didn't even notice here as I was looking off camera, like how when I placed this building, how it raised up the ground and made all this uneven between these two buildings, and I didn't even notice that. And that's not what I really would have liked to have happen when I placed this building. You can see how the ground is around here, and I didn't even notice that. Thankfully, it didn't damage the field, but it came close to it. And I didn't even know that was going to happen when I put this building here. So just got to be real careful with how you place things. In fact, let me see here. If we go to landscaping, because let's see if I can even smooth some of this out while we're here now. Let me try to Raise the size of the brush. Shape. I don't think there's much I'll be able to do with it, but we shall see. And that is the very thing that has me a little bit worried about placing that manure pit that I was testing out off camera. Because I placed it and it worked out nicely, and I can have manure with the pigs with this particular setup. I just didn't like when I placed the manure pit, what it did to the land around the pig barn. So just kind of nervous about doing that while we're on here live tonight. So where do we want to go next? The other thing I also tested, let's go over to our other old main cow barn. Where am I? Okay. I guess you call it the old cow barn. And I did also test out something, and I know this one works, so we'll go ahead and place that now. If we go under silos, there is a way we can have manure for these cows. I did test that off camera, and I found a solution that works, so we can go ahead and do that one now, because I know you can place that one without too much of anything crazy happening, because this placement area is a little bit more level, so it doesn't produce any unexpected results. And this manure pit is part of the self-made cow shed mod set, and I don't have the mod maker's information available at the moment, but I will try to get that shortly. I don't have it readily available at the moment. So let's see here. How do we want to do? Place it. And I want to I'm going to toggle free mode on so I could kind of place this, because I want to place this as tight as I can with the building. And right now the game's placement rules won't allow me to do that, so I want to kind of get it as close to that wall as I can. So there we go. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, we have manure for this cow barn as well. And this works. I've certified per se and tested it off camera, so I know that works. So now we'll have slurry and manure for both cow barns. Alright, so next on the agenda is we want to go ahead and mow our grass. So let's get our mower set up. Going here, here's the big green machine, a John Deere 6250R. And in order to get the mowers out of here, I'm going to need to move my seeder around, get it out of the way, and just go ahead and pull that out. And park that for right now, and we gotta shuffle some things around and store some things differently in our sheds, because now that we have that other larger shed over here on the side, we can definitely shuffle some things around. Alright. So we got our mowing set up, ready to go. And I guess my next decision point here is, are we going to mow for hay or grass? Let's see, what is my hay situation in this silo? We got most of straw, no hay, a little bit of silage. So it looks like we need to try to create hay. So to be able to do here. Make sure we got the right configuration is I want to be able to, at least in one pass, come through, mow, and do our hay. So let's reconfigure our mower so we can tow our cheddar behind the mower. So let's track it over here. Let's see. Customize. And I want, I think, switch it to the 3-point hitch. I think is the one we want. Let's go ahead and do that. Reattach it, and I think that should give us what we want. Rather shoot. Yeah, that's it. So next stop is our grass fields, and we're gonna mow, ted, then come back with the baler, create our hay bales, and then we'll come through the bale loader and pick them up and place those bales in our bale storage. And something I probably need to do with our bale storage in the not too distant future as well is come through there and take some of those straw bales out and just go ahead and get rid of those, because we're over indexing in straw quite a bit. We don't need nearly that much straw for the animals right now, because the animals that we have on hand will not go through the straw that quickly. That may and will change in the future once we have more animals that are operational, but that's not where we're at the moment. All right. So we're at our grass field. Let's go ahead and unfold our mowers. Well, unfolding the tedder at this point. So unfold mower, lower mower, go to the back, unfold, lower. Turn that bad boy on. Tether. And on the other mower. And let's get to chopping it up. And like I said, previous episode, I don't know how I missed that whole area you see over there to my left in the white. It didn't show up on the radar, and I didn't visually see it when I was going through. So that's one that's kind of bugging me right now. I still haven't totally decided if I'm going to leave that there and just replow the field and redo the entire field, or just leave it there and just go with it for a while. That OCD side of my brain is probably going to make me redo the whole thing, and so I can come back so we can fix that whole missed spot. Because I totally don't understand why it didn't show up on the radar or on the filters or anything like that. It's not like me typically to miss stuff like that, especially when it's that large of a section of the field. As you can see, we're kind of have a little bit of a struggle coming through here with this setup and the elevations on this field and this particular tractor that I'm using, and this is the most powerful of the tractors that we own right now. to. Once you get past that area with the little bad elevations, it's pretty fine. The tractors can move much more quickly. Still kind of moving kind of very slow. As you can see, this running with this configuration is just about got this tractor maxed out as far as like how much of its power is being used, and that's why we are not moving that quickly. And also we're dealing with again part of the field that actually has that is a bit more elevated, so that's also adding to how much work the tractor is having to do. Right now I'm just going to go through here and at least this one time and get this field mowed, and then I'll make a decision on, as I'm thinking about that as I'm going through it now, just on whether I want to just redo this whole field. This is also kind of unsatisfactory that we're moving this slow. Be here all night mowing. Trying to do this the legit way. I don't want to cheat my way through this process, because I want you guys to see the realistic way to do things, and I've also kind of shown you the unrealistic other ways you can do things. And again, like we talked about before, you know, you run into a lot of guys online that are super sticklers about playing with realism. But I say to you and to them, you know, play the game in a way that's most fun for you. You know, like I've talked about before, I like to play, my play style is a mix of realism and, you know, and using unrealistic stuff. It really depends a little bit on my time and what I'm doing and what I'm trying to accomplish in the game at that point in time. You know, as long as you, the way I kind of look at it, as long as you know what is a realistic way to do it. If you want to play that way, you can. But you know, if you're trying to get through it just so you can move on to something else, then you know you have options, and that's what I kind of love about this game too, is that there are many different ways you can get to the same point, and there's more than one way to do a lot of different tasks in the game, and that adds to the diversity of your gameplay. You know, guys draw this hard line in the sand and say, okay, you know, you're this or you're that. If you don't play ultra realistic, that's just problematic. You know, at the end of the day, I would think that your other objective when you're playing Home Simulator 22 or any game, as far as that matter is concerned, to have fun. If you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? You know, that's a saying that I use in this series all the time, in all of my videos. You know, your number one objective should always be to have fun and not be pointing fingers and being all judgmental about, oh, you're not playing realistic, therefore, you know, your gameplay doesn't count, or this, you know what I'm trying to say. It's just really silly sometimes to be that hard line about it, man. I mean, if you want to play ultra realistic, that's cool. If you don't, that should be cool too. If you want to be somewhere in between, that's cool as well. Yeah, but the more I look at that spot there, that's going to drive me up a wall, so I'm probably just going to plow through this thing and plant some fresh new grass and just call it a day, because I can't, I'm not going to be able to sit with that piece of the field there looking like that. Because normally what we would do here this month, Uh, I've been doing some reading up off camera on the best way to harvest grass so you can maximize your yield throughout the year. And the information I came across, kind of brought me to the point where there's certain months where you want to harvest your grass, and you want to harvest your grass just immediately when it becomes ready to harvest. But in the month of November, it's the only month where you would harvest your grass, but also grow your grass, so that after the winter cycle is over and the winter season is over and it's time to harvest your grass again, it'll be ready to harvest immediately when the seasons change. Alright, this is still going way too slow. Do not like that. This is almost as slow as running a potato harvester through the field. So I'm definitely going to also have to look at investing in another larger, more powerful tractor, so that we have one tractor in each category. We have a big boy, high horsepower tractor, medium horsepower tractor, and a light horsepower tractor. That's going to be a little bit down the road, because we're still gonna have to grind out a few seasons, get some more money in the bank so that we can do some of those things. Still missing a lot of grass too, and that's kind of bugging me out as well. Because number one, we're going too doggone slow to be missing stuff. It was not my original thought that tonight's episode would be, for the most part, a grinded out grass harvest episode, but it looks like that's what it's going to turn into, with me harvesting grass at the blazing speed of 6 miles an hour. So we got to get this field done. Patience is wearing thin, so I think I'm just gonna go about doing it this way. We're just gonna have to make multiple trips, because that speed thing right there is just too slow. Although it doesn't look like I'm going much faster without that on there, so we have some other issue going on with the tractor, because normally the tractor shouldn't be this tractor has enough horsepower where it shouldn't be just that bogged down with just a mower on here. That didn't improve much at all, like I was expecting it to. It's slightly faster, but not the speed increase I expected. So I may have to look at checking out and getting a higher horsepower medium tractor as well, because we need to be doing a little bit better than that. And we definitely have got a lot of service out of this John Deere so far, but we may need to look at revitalizing our entire fleet. I do realize that this area has a lot of different elevations in it, so that does have a major impact on what my tractor was able to do here, but still it should be this. This piece of equipment out of the way. So let's chat her here to the side. Attach. I've got a few more passes to make, at least with the mower. And once we get through the tether, we should move a lot faster, I think, but again, I don't know exactly what's going on. So normally, I don't remember this tractor having to struggle this that much when it's pulling a mower. So I don't know if we got something else going on with the game or what. Seems a bit off tonight. We will get through it, and we will grind this thing out. This is not the only grass field that we need to harvest tonight. We also need to harvest the grass field on our main farm. And I think what I'll do is for that one, we will just do grass and store that in our bale storage as well. And this will all be storage for future storage for our animals that we're going to get in the future, which will be our sheep. And we'll just go ahead. We'll have a few grass bales ready to go already in storage for our sheep when that time comes. Although when we set all of our animals up, I'll probably just buy a bunch of pallets of grass initially, so we could just load the animals up with all the feed they need, and at least get them to a certain starting point. Then just the rest of the time, I just spend time topping off their feed, so that you kind of keep it maxed out or close to maxed out. And also in my testing, I did come to the realization that the animal pens, and at least on this map, don't require water from what I can tell, with the exception of the old cow barn. The other cow barn on the main farm, you don't put water in it. It automatically provides water to the cows. And the same thing, at least from what I could tell when I was doing my testing with the sheep as well. Load that up. Load that one. Drop it. Yeah, we can't. I can't look at that. That's gonna drive me nuts. So yeah, we're gonna apply this one down, baby, and come back and redo this whole thing and make sure we don't miss any spots like that again. Oops. Lower. Oh, still going slow, so this is a theme tonight. So as you can see tonight, we're doing realistic grass farming operations, especially, and we're showing you what is the step-by-step process for making hay. And just keep in mind, this is a small field, you know. If we were doing this on a large field, then you can imagine the amount of time all these additional steps would be taking for us to get these things done. And as you can see, we have a lot of large fields on this map, and I've showed you in previous episodes what my plan is with this area. Eventually we're going to turn this whole area here into one big giant grass field, or even two giant sized grass fields adjacent to each other. But you know, we gotta work our way through in this series and get a ton more money before we'll be able to buy those properties, do the landscaping, and join the fields and all of the other work that needs to be done for us to get to that point. Alright, there's a little green grass here. I'm going to go ahead and TED that too. Yeah, it's still kind of bugging me out how I missed that such a large piece of the field. I guess sometimes, when you're doing multitasking, you're sometimes more apt to make mistakes. And so I guess that's what happened there. But I also depend on the filters to kind of help me out with things like that, so it can show me things that I missed. But I don't know why such a large section of the field didn't show up on the filters. Alright, we got 2 more rows to go here. Alright, and looking at the time, it's only 9:52 a.m. game time, so we're doing decent on the time right now. Although I have 2 days to get whatever I want to get done. Like I said, if we were doing a normal grass crop rotation, at least with the way I want to work the grass harvesting cycles, then we would come through and roll right after we completed this harvest. Because again, based on the information I've obtained, the proper months to harvest grass are March, May, July, September, and November. But rolling only to be done in November. In the other months, you just come through and just do your harvest and don't roll, just go right to the next cycle. The grass automatically regrows, so you don't have to do anything there. But we'll work on perfecting that in the next harvesting rotation for our grass. But I'm gonna plow this field back, and we're gonna replant our grass. And actually, we should still be able to roll after we plant, so we might not be out of the woods yet, but we're definitely gonna have to restart this field and make sure this time that we don't miss any parts of the field. All right. When we're done with the tedder, we can go ahead and fold that up. And we won't be needing it anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and take that back to the main farm. Actually, no. Let's do this, because we will be wasting a trip doing it that way. I'm going to take everything back to the main farm, because we can possibly multitask if the tractors are going to be moving that slow. And it's not going to matter much which tractor I use. Now, we're going to take this entire kit back to the farm. And once we're back at the main farm, we're going to do our equipment maintenance. I like to do equipment maintenance right after I use any piece of equipment. So that way you always keep your equipment in the best shape possible. Alright, so here and prepare everything. And that puts everything back in 100% maintenance state. And let's see how good my driving skills are here and see if we can get everything parked without too much trouble. Alright, so tether. Next up, my mowers. And two. And normally if we were doing full-on realistic, we'd come through with a windrower and that would create rows for us to come through later with our baler to pick those rows up. But in this case we have a modded fast baler that we're going to use that has a wide pickup area, so we don't need the windrow. It's going to come through. So let's do one more. We can do this all in one trip, possibly. Let's grab our bale trailer. Let's see if we can. Do this whole thing in one shot. This may or may not work. We may need a piece of equipment between the trailer and the baler so that we don't have any weird collision stuff. We're going to try to give it a shot. Alright, let's see how we can do this here. Trailer's operating position. Baler. Ah. Not that one. I think I see what I need to do here. Attach. I have the trailer. I can have the trailer here. There we go. That should work. And turning on the lights, you can see the blue pickup area that highlights the pickup area for the baler. So now we should just be able to blaze through for the most part and get all of our hay. Just want to make sure that when we drop a hay bale, everything doesn't blow up. Alright. We have to do one thing here with the baler. There we go. Now hopefully the bale should pop into place like normal. This whole process should go a lot faster now. And now the only issue should be my driving. Other than that, looks like we got everything set up now. We're cooking. Since we're doing all this grass work and other stuff tonight, I don't see us getting into doing any other animals tonight. So for right now, we're just gonna be sticking with the cows, the chickens. So tonight's focus looks like end up being grass work and making sure our grass fields get done here, so that we're in position to move on to the winter season, and our grass fields are ready for the next harvest cycles. just grabbing up some hay bales and creating some hay bales. So we'll have that hay for when we need it, and we're ready for we have our hay for GMR mixes and for our animals or wherever our hay is needed. And not everything will have to come from the shop, because as always, that will always be our secondary goal on this series, and really our primary goal is to be self-sufficient as far as our animals are concerned. And then we'll also want to make profit from our farming operations, but that comes second to making sure our animal operations are self-sufficient and profitable. And also, once we get the animal operations going, that will put us in a lineup for picking up some production chains down the line, and we will hopefully be able to do some production chain operations on this map as well. This ALMA Missouri map has quite a few custom products and productions. Alright, but now for some reason the tractor seems to be picking up speed all of a sudden. Alright, picking up. Because we have the bale set to a larger bale size, we won't end up creating a large quantity of bales visually, but we still will have a lot of material within those small number of bales. Since there is a bale limit in the game, that's actually to my advantage to, when possible, have a situation where I create as few bales as possible and just have those bales have a larger capacity. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's it. This field is done. One more to go, and that one's going to be on the grass side of things. Miller, pick up forward. And I got that visible hitch going on. But we're gonna roll with it and keep it moving. Set the baler in transporting position. And we're headed back to our main farm to unload our bales. And we need to work on our mowing, plowing, planting. Not necessarily in that order, but we need to be doing multi-tasking operations right now. So we want to have a worker going on one or both fields at the same time, so we can kind of be more efficient than what we're doing right now, where our concentration is just on one field and one task at a time. Alright, and as always, we stop in, do a maintenance after every bit of work is completed. So, repair our equipment, repair our tractor. Unload bales. Here. Okay, that didn't quite work. I didn't do a very good parking job there. Alright, so we'll move our bales over there. And now we're looking here. 147 out of 250. Still got a ways to go before we're at capacity. But still something we want to keep our eye on. Because if we need to make space, we definitely get rid of a lot of those straw bales. The trailer home for now. There's our other tractor. Yeah. That's way here. Is that? I'm trying to think, do I want to do a full-fledged plow or just a light, shallow plow with a cultivator? I think I'm going to go with the shallow for now. I think that will serve. So let's bring this setup over to our grass field and get that started. I can turn the worker loose on that while I manually mow on our other grass field on the main farm. Work on that. Should get us through. It's going to take us a little bit to drive down to that field. think I got in my head now what my plan of attack is going to be going forward. My apologies, can't talk tonight again. My apologies, folks, for such a long drive and the kind of slow and sluggish start to tonight's episode. It's just kind of a little bit out of sorts today. Different things that's going on with me, real life off camera, but not too much I want to get to, at least tonight. I'm willing to say just apologize for being a little bit mind being elsewhere and just not, fully focused as we're getting started tonight, or at least it seemed like that was the case. That's why. Again, I do apologize for that, but life goes on. Sometimes you just gotta roll punches, and when things are dealt your way, you just have to try your best to keep a positive attitude, keep going, and you'll get through whatever life throws at you. Whether you're a person of faith or not, if you have faith, whatever your faith is, you believe in that higher power and hope that that higher power will lead the way for you. If you're not a person of faith per se, it still does good to have some type of faith. It's not in one supreme being, whatever the case may be, but still it's good to have faith in something. My humble opinion. Alright, so we got this cultivator, and I'm gonna lay this down, unfold this. And theoretically this should do the trick. I'm gonna go around the field one time to create a headland, and then I'm going to turn this one over to the worker, and I'm going to manually work the other field on my main farm. But hopefully by creating a headland around the field, my worker shouldn't run into too many problems doing this field on his own, once I give him a little bit of room to work. I'm going to go ahead and get him set up first. And if we don't get everything done tonight, then what the next things we're gonna do on this field is we're going to come through, if necessary, and put down more line. Then we're going to come through and plant and fertilize with our grass again. So we'll come through our planter, plant grass, and then we'll advance to the next day, and our grass should start growing. Well, after we plant, we will roll the field with our roller. Then we'll advance time to the next day. And I don't think we're going to have time to go through all of those steps on our lives, so some of that will be done off camera, I'm sure. just had to go through and reset this field, get that whole this area cleared up, because I can't sit here and look at that and not be going out of my mind. Alright, so there. If that's set. So now, in theory, I should be able to hire a worker. The worker should be able to do the rest. And we can jump over to other big horsepower tractor, grab our mowing equipment, and let's go mow grass again, except this time we're just mowing, baling grass bales. But as I'm thinking out loud, this bale is going to automatically turn the balers that I have is automatically going to turn those bales into silage, and that's not what I want. So I got to think about how I'm going to do that. And think about that. See, now it's going fast. I'm puzzled. Even on bad elevations, it's going fast. I don't know what the deal is or was on that other field. Bogged down is still doing 10 to 12 miles an hour. Okay, there we go. Now we So it looks like the main thing here is just I'm going to need to get a big boy tractor for doing all my heavy duty mowing stuff. once again, we are chopping it up. It's just gonna take a little time to get this grass down, and then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna bale it without the bales being turned into silage bales. I don't know if I can turn the silage bale wrapping function off on that particular bale that I have. Oh yeah, going uphill is a struggle. It's even slower than what I was doing on the other field. Alright, here we go. Downhill is a breeze. Still got quite a bit to go here, but we are getting our grass harvest done. And like I said, I didn't anticipate that we'd be doing a grass harvest episode tonight, but I should have thought about it as I was planning tonight's show. Totally escaped me that, yeah, we're doing grass. It's gonna turn into a grass harvest episode whether I wanted it to or not. Still gotta do those fields before the season changes. This really is a slog. It really is a slow slog tonight. Across all these areas and I keep missing a huge pass. You got a mower that has such a wide footprint, you'd think that wouldn't be happening. We're slowly but surely getting to where we need to be. Just getting their part that's a bit painful right now. Go uphill so that we can go downhill fast. Go uphill slow so that we can go downhill fast. Alright, now watch. Downhill is a blade, it's a breeze. Alright, still got a big chunk of field left to go though. So we gotta still kind of slog through it a little bit here. following along in this series from the beginning, you know just about how much time it takes to do grass harvest on this field. I just don't remember my mowers having to struggle that much. They probably did before. I have to go back and look at that previous episode. Just don't remember it being that much of a thing. That mower working. It's a beautiful thing, beautiful thing. And this is another one I probably could have left to the worker to do, but it's much more sweet sometimes when you do stuff manually. I haven't said it before, I say it now, that the other reason I like playing Farming Simulator in this series of games more than most of the other games that I play is it's just relaxing as all get out. I can get to it, man. It seems like it's a little simple thing, but I can't really explain to you if you don't understand just how relaxing it is to come through here and spend time doing these different little things in the game, kind of thinking stuff out, plan things, NG animals, whatever it is you do. It's very relaxing, and it's so cool to get away from the grind of how typical gaming works. That's kind of, I guess, about as I've gotten older, I just kind of mellow out on all that stuff. You know, you guys on the rants, and social media, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, X, and all these other areas. You know, if I have something that I have an issue with, I just voice my concern and leave it at that. But I don't spend a lot of time going back and forth online about a lot of different things. If you haven't learned it already, you're running life here. Make your stand, make your point, rock with it, or roll with it. But either way, what's going to happen will happen. It will come to pass. It's just my whole philosophy on everything is I try not to use these days take everything as much to heart. You know, getting older, I'm trying to put myself in a place where I'm in a stressful position. A lot of things, because if you want to live longer, then you definitely want to try to reduce the stress as much as you can in life. And as I get older, I develop a few concerns here and there, and just in order to kind of manage some of the issues that I have, I've had to try to spend more time trying to work on developing ways to have less stress in my life, or at least make it so that those things in my life that cause me stress cause me less stress. Even if there are things that are very much an issue to me, I just have to learn how to manage the stress that those things may bring to me. Alright, it looks like we've got this field taken care of, so we'll go ahead and boards. It took a little bit of time, but we got it. See what's up with this. Let's clean it up here. And as always, once we complete the task, come through and do our equipment maintenance. And we're going to repair our tractor and our mowers. Leave them configured as they are. I've been so busy focusing on what I was doing, but we do need to check on our worker. He's probably off on some tangent. I just hope he didn't run a tractor into the pond that's next to that field. I'm not be very happy. So let's jump in and see where they're at. All right, he did better than I thought he was going to do. Let's see, what did he miss? This little corner here. All right. While he's doing that, that's a brilliant opportunity to go ahead and get my screenshot ready for my YouTube thumbnail. So let me go ahead and do that now. If I can find, where are we looking at? Let's see. There we go. And I know everybody's going to be get tired of looking at the frequent thumbnails I have with the John Deere tractor, because it just seems that that's the tractor I ended up taking a lot of my screenshots with, because that's kind of the tractor that's the main workhorse of the farm, given its level of horsepower that it has. But I'm gonna need to kind of take a look at retooling my whole tractor fleet, with the exception of my low horsepower tractor. But in terms of my medium horsepower tractor, we're gonna need to kind of pick that up a little bit, and then get a large tractor with a decent amount of horsepower as well. Since that's now a done deal, we can go pick up our planter. Get it ready. We're going to have to put down some grass. So let's get it filled up. With fertilizer and seed. Set the crop from seed to grass. And we'll go ahead and get this set up in irrigation. But before we do all that, we do need to check our lime levels on that field. If necessary, go ahead and put some lime down. I think the spreader is all the way back at my big farm. I'm still doing great on game time. It's only 12:50 on day 1 in November game time, but in real time we're coming up close to the end of tonight's episode. And as we're getting close to that point, I want to go ahead and say it now, and I've already said it a couple of times tonight, but if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? I am Bose831 Gaming on most of your social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth. I'd appreciate it if you would like. Wait a minute. That's still not fixing my problem here, is it? It doesn't look like it. But we shall see when I come through with the planter. If not, I'll just have to replow the whole thing and make sure that it's clear. But let's test that theory as well as we're going through. Not gonna lime yet because the lime level is still good. I do wanna just go ahead and rock that out. Okay, so that's good. I still might come through off camera though, put the lime down in this field just to get it back to its maximum value. I know it'd be kind of a waste because you really only need to do it every 3 harvest cycles. But I just would like it a little bit better if it's closer to maximum value, so I may just come through and just make that adjustment. And let's get our cultivator guy out of the way. And this time through, make doubly sure that we don't miss a thing. At least this time I can clearly visibly see what's planted and what's not planted. I think the issue that I did before, which caused me to make that mistake, was I did my field operations out of sequence. So I had lime already down, and that was kind of messing up my perspective on what was done and not done previously. we're very much coming up on the end of tonight's episode. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you for your support. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my content, no matter what social media platform you're running into it on. Let me know what you like, let me know what you love, let me know what you don't, but either way, let me know. It's the only way I can get better is by your feedback, comments, and suggestions. So keep that stuff coming. The episodes of my Twitch live stream series will be uploaded to my YouTube channel in their entirety, and that's also Bose831 Gaming. And like I said, I'm Bose831 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth. And the same thing applies on all. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what it is I'm doing right, what it is I'm doing wrong, and all of that good stuff. I think this is where I missed it right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where I missed it, as well as I turned on a worker here on this edge and just had this, because it kind of lines up. You watch, let's see where this worker ends up here, and where the gap is that they leave as they go straight down the field. And I bet you it'll line up just about where that spot is. More or less. So, just mess that worker. And manually touch this piece up. And make sure we don't leave any big gaps like that on any fields in the future. But anyways, once we get this planning done, I will come back through with a roller. We'll roll this field. That looks like that won't happen on camera tonight, but it will happen off camera. When we come back in, we'll either still be in a similar place or we may be in an entirely different place, but whatever it is, however it works out off camera. Whoa, I didn't want to do that. Just wanted to lift it up. Well, when we come back in on the live, I'll let you know where we're at and what we've done. When you tune back in on Wednesday. But we're going to go ahead and get this edge lined up, and then I will turn on the worker again and finish this piece. And then I'll work on whatever my grass baling solution is going to be as well. I don't want that grass I mowed turned into silage just yet. I would have liked to create some grass bales, because that's the only bale type that I don't have in stores right now in grass. Although I could just turn that into silage and just use hay to feed the sheep. Gotta think about that a little bit too. And that'll take the guesswork out of it, because the sheep can be fed hay or grass. It's just that hay's a ton more expensive than grass. Ah well, but we'll figure that out off camera. But thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. Yeah, it's been another episode of OZA 31 Gaming, Farming Simulator 22 live on Twitch, ALMA Missouri map. Farming Simulator 22 Premium Edition on ALMA Missouri map. And that should just about do it. Have a good night, everyone, and I will catch you all on the flip side.